I want to improve my locks were growing in advance. I want to improve. I really want to prove in advance that my locks were growing before I trusted the process. That's the point. For me, honestly speaking, it didn't look like my locks were growing, and since it didn't look like my locks were growing, there was some doubt and some insecurities and some fear that came with that. And I thought, could it be possible that I could be the one? I could be the one person in the world that this journey just does not work out for whatever reasons. And that doubt was real, that fear was real, that insecurity was real because it felt like it took too long to look like something. Like I don't know if I have realistic ideas on when it was supposed to look like something, but in my mind, it didn't look like nothing for a very long time. It didn't look like nothing for at least 7 months. After 7 months is when it started to look like something. So there was a big fear, a big hump. I'm just being honest, transparent, trying to let you guys know what I went through because, again, at the end of the day, I just feel like I needed reassurance. I was consistently asking my loctician multiple questions, making sure I didn't do anything wrong. I needed proof. I needed something to say that although it looks like this, you're good. And I felt like I didn't have that. So I was very afraid that I could be the one person in this journey that it just won't work for. Because, sometimes people don't commit to the journey and they tap out early. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could be one of those people, one of those top five, top 10 people where it's just not going to work out for me. Long story short, I was afraid I was the problem. I thought I could have been the problem to my own demise because for me, I was impatient, constantly touching, looking, as I've said many times before. And I was really, really nervous. Like, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I was in over my head. Maybe, this is for a different breed. And indeed, it is for a different breed of people because I don't think everyone is mentally strong to do this journey. I don't think everyone is mentally strong to do this journey. I don't. I think some people have to really dig from deep in and just say, I'm committed and they can't go backwards. And, I tried to be that person in the beginning. It didn't work out for me that well. Good evening, Cynical. How you doing? And it was really stressful. I was so afraid the entire time. I was so scared the entire time that I was gonna mess this all the way up by, just doing everything I was doing, over touching, overlooking, over comparing, all those things I mentioned before. And on long story short, I was just afraid. I was afraid of the unknown, and I was afraid that it just could have not worked out for me, and I could have been the one person or one of the many people that it's like, okay, no, this is we're gonna put her through the ringer. I thought, not that it was about my hair texture, but more about, maybe, you need a certain kind of soul power or wisdom or aura about you. I just really thought that, it was gonna be, impossible for me because I never saw anyone close to me with it, and I never thought I would do it. And it didn't look like much. It didn't look like it was progressing. It didn't look like, it was noticeable. It didn't look like people understood what was going on with my hair. It didn't look like I understood what was going on with my hair at some point. Like, it really didn't look good a lot of the time. And I'm not afraid now to say I was afraid then, but I wish I wasn't afraid. I wish I would have just relaxed a little bit. But I didn't. It's all good. It happens to the best of us. Fear is our worst enemy. Fear had me thinking I couldn't work out. I couldn't go to the pool. Couldn't go to the beach. Couldn't get my hair wet. Couldn't have fun. Couldn't live my life. How to live a uniform life? And it was none of that. So the doubt really kicked in really big, really, really, really strongly. And I was upset at myself that I let it overwhelm me and overtake me personally and change my personality. This fear was big and present and bold in my life for no reason because my hair was gonna eventually do the right thing. I just didn't know it in the moment, in the now. I didn't know it. And I wish I didn't do that. I wish I wasn't so afraid. I wish I wasn't so nervous. I wish I wasn't so scared, the majority of the time about what the outcome was going to be. I wish I wasn't so in my head, but I was so in my head about the whole thing. And I thought I could mess it all up. I was very afraid. And, again, it not looking like it was supposed to look, it not me not seeing the progress and the transition the way I wanted to. I think that irritated me, it frustrated me, it annoyed me because again, I'm looking left, right, up and down and side to side, and nobody going through this but me. So I think. So I think it's just me in this by myself. And I'll definitely get to you guys in the chat in a few. I'm almost done with my conversation. I'll definitely get to you in the chat. But it sucks because now I'm about to be 6 years locked, and all that BS I thought in the beginning was all for nothing because I am. This is progress. For those of you who know me, you guys know how long my hair looks right now. Went through all the stages I need to go through, but I don't want to deter from the conversation. It's really important to know that I think I'm not the only one it happened to. I think this happens to a lot of people. I think a lot of people actually go mentally insane and crazy like this. Like, I think a lot of people really just be like, well, maybe I should shave it off or comb it out. I think, it's a lot of people, but I feel like people don't talk about this. Like, people don't talk about these conversations in the lock community. They make it look so good and fun all the time. Like nothing is to be afraid of, and that's not true. There's so much to worry about in the beginning if you're not educated. So get educated. Um, Also want to say too, in hindsight, I did it to myself. I screwed myself. I set the barrier. I allowed myself to go down that rabbit hole. I allowed myself to gain fear from nowhere. In the beginning, there was nothing to be afraid of. It was allegedly not looking like nothing in the beginning. I already knew that. We all know that. And 6, 7 months down the line, or even a year down the line, that fear just tried to trump me because again, I was doing this, scrolling on my phone. I'm like, mine didn't do that at this amount of time. Mine didn't do that at that amount of time. Mine don't look like this. Mine don't look like that. But that's my rant. I want you guys to know in closing, growth doesn't always have to announce itself, Um, Growth does not always have to announce itself. Sometimes you may go months and almost years and not see any growth. And then you see it in the last few hours and the last few seconds. The last moment you're ready to give up is when you go see the growth. So I say all those things to say not to be discouraged. And it happens when you're least expecting it. It happens when you're about to give up, when you're like, you're done, you're frustrated, you're not paying any attention to it. Then poof, it's all there. Right after you get to that moment, that milestone, you just feel like, I'm done with this. Then it happens. What's good, chat? Shout out to the cynical one. Thank you, love, for popping in. Shout out to King Hudson 618 Origin. Sorry, King Hudson 618. What's your origin? I'm African American. Um, Anthony Gibson 681. I have a lovely accent. Thank you. I'm American from the USA, New York City. um, but that's my rant. So, can anyone relate to this conversation? Is anyone on a dreadlock journey right now? Has anyone been on a dreadlock journey right now? If not, if you're thinking about possibly getting locks, don't forget to check out the bio and this in my YouTube here. You'll see the PDF and Gumroad version of my first ebook, which is called What Actually Mattered and What Didn't Matter in My Lock Journey. For those people who are definitely thinking about getting locks, who are insecure or unsure where to start from A to B to C to D, and they don't know what to do, this is a nice guide to tell you, what you need to know before you commit, because maybe it's not for you. Maybe it is for you. And I feel like this ebook will definitely help you make a decision if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it. But any questions for me at all, make sure you subscribe here. If you're not, make sure you have post notification on, you know when I'm going live. And definitely leave me a comment here in the community. Let me know where you're from, how you met me, how you come across my channel. Appreciate all of that. And any questions you may have, I'm going to wrap this up soon. This was one of my short lives. You catch me for my longest live towards the end of the month. I'll do a long live, about 45 minutes-ish, something like that. So any questions, any concerns, any curiosities, shout out to the Cynical 1999. King Hudson 618, and Anthony Gibson 671. Thank you guys for popping in my live video tonight. Tonight I just wanted to talk about, the beginning stages, phases, things we all go through in a lot community. But that's all. That's it. That's all. I just said a whole different word that I don't even know what it was. It may have meant something else. They said do 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 do. I don't know what that word was, but peace out. Good evening. Thank you guys for stopping by, chatting with me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully, guys, I see you soon. And definitely check out that ebook in my bio of my YouTube, and as well, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more of here, more of any questions you may have for me. And thank you guys for vibing out. Again, post notifications on. Be sure to subscribe. Peace.